Hey guys, so today we're going to be playing the Fandom version of level 914, the Desolate Airplane, which has been explained my briefly. I waited 2 months just to explain this level, so yeah. So if you're wondering why it took so long for this level, it's mostly because I just wait a little. I didn't only wait for 1 month, but it ended up being 2 months. Now I don't know where the hell that audio thing is. So that audio in the background of this video is playing on repeat. So looking at your phone, this is an airplane. If someone taps you on the shoulder, you wake up from the deep and long sleep you see before you. A figure that resembles a person. In fact, that is not a person at all. You don't even understand whether this is a real living being or not. Anyway, it disappears after a moment and seems like this is either a dream within a dream or just a hallucination. Look about for a moment, you do not understand how you ended up here because you have been through much already. But then the spot is anomalously forgotten. So you're on the same plane, in the same place, at the same time. When your destiny changed forever, but your mind does not currently understand that you're in the back rooms. And therefore you think that you're at the front rooms. However, you remember that very well that there was a suspicious woman sitting next to you who never looked you in the face and vice versa, but okay, faceling. She is not here, and that family that was sitting next behind you with the cheerful child who wanted to be friends with you is not here. There is no one here. You are left alone. This place does seem strange. This strange thing to your mind. It made it so that at first you would not realize that you were in the bathrooms, but after you notice that the plane is completely empty, you finally realize that. But how does this look like? How does this airplane fly, you ask? And you go to see if there's any stewardess or at least cockpit nearby. After half an hour searching, you find nothing. There are no signs that people have ever been there here. The plane seems to take off on its own. We also discovered that the cockpit is completely missing. All you could check was the business lounge. It was locked up, and you figured that might be other users in there like you. Then you noticed something metal under the chair. It turned out to be a key. You quickly try to open the door leading to the business lounge, and you see all you see is a hall frozen in time. There are snacks here, which means there really were people here, maybe. But why are snacks only available in the business lounge? And why in that? Actually, it looks like the snacks do not pass expiration date, which means you'll live a little longer. You are happy about this at least, but suddenly you hear a knock on the door. You look into it and see, holy shit! Welcome to another nightmare of these places. Holy cow! We don't know. That's like a giant entity, which, yeah. Alright, so phenomena. Oh. So, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to explain this level, actually. How did Brooklyn even explain this level, actually? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? 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 Oh! That's sneaky. sticky. I didn't see it like highlighted, so I was like really confused. All right, I was confused for a second. But yeah, we're back, guys. We can explain the level now. Threat index, class variable, unsafe, heavily unstable, and the presence of lethal entities which are only outside of the plane. Or actually, level 914 is the 915 level of the Backrooms, which is, for the most part, an airplane with not a single soul. It was discovered on March 21st of 2025 by a wanderer who, after falling asleep on level 36, woke up on level 914. This level turned out to be the plane on board which he got to the Backrooms. This means that all areas of the level, except for the apron bus in the sky, have common features, but the layout itself can be highly varied. Besides, only those who have entered the Backrooms on board the plane can enter the level. So this might be like flight 914 or something, like where this one went, but in the Backrooms, but I don't think so. But you know, this level is divided into 3 areas. The main part of the aircraft, Eber, MPA, business lounge, and the apron bus. In addition, there's one special area in the level that you cannot get into but can see. It's called the sky, which you should not actually look into the sky area because of this guy. This guy is the reason. At least this type of entity, yeah, that is the complete only reason why you should never actually look outside of the window. You'll see why. The main part of the aircraft is a long, relatively narrow corridor that is also the main area of the most planes in the front rooms. It consists of approximately 6 rows, counting from the nose. Each row contains about 40 to 50 seats, meaning there are 300 of them in this area. These chairs have pulled-out tables, although they are what is de facto? Not needed, since there is no food in this area, and the seats may even seem too hard and uncomfortable to some, even if they are not like that on the planes. Wanderers in the front, back, and in the back rooms. Above him, the wanderer can notice luggage rocks, which are also empty, like the entire area. The fact is that the MPA must not find a single object except for the key that locks the door leading to the business lounge. The emptiness of the door also means that must not hear the voice of the controller or flight attendant, who will talk about landing or something else. It should be noted that this rule also applies to the business lounge. Another feature of this area that distinguishes it from the plane in which the wanderer gets into the Backrooms is that the portholes are always closed by default for unknown reasons. In any case, it protects wanderers from its attacks. If you don't know what is that cloud entity thing. So this is a photo of the main part of the aircraft at the level 914, featuring the phenomenon known as the invisible steward. The only danger in this area, apart from the phenomena, is the complete lack of size in it. The second danger mentioned above is truly worth noting. Much more danger than any other danger in the level. The thing is, if you look for the portholes, there will be a gray humanoid creature that will normally recognize that someone is watching it. After a few seconds, then break the porthole, pick up the wanderer in his arms, and move him into the convoluted area of the level, the apron bus. There are no items to be found here except for a hidden key that can be open the door leading to the next area. I thought they tried to move you. Huh. I think I'm remembering the wrong thing. Not the right thing to happen. The business lounge is a improved version of the main part of the aircraft, although in some areas this area is even worse than the MPA. For example, there are now 2 rows of seats on the sides, but in total there are already 7 rows in this area. Counting from the bow, the portholes in turn, they are already open by default. Unlike the previous area, the seats have become much more comfortable and softer, and the luggage racks are now locked and cannot be opened. In addition, sometimes you can find robotic trays on wheels with in-flight food on them. This in-flight food is no different from its counterpart in the front rooms. Okay, the front rooms, meaning it does not contain any supplies that are only found in back rooms. It should be known that the business lounge is the only area that level that has supplies at all. Although the research logs of the discovery of this level were lost, the same person's research log was describing the business lounge was found in the end a week after 1914 was published in the database, which is not the real end level actually. There is no actual end into the back rooms that we know of. It just never happened and confirmed. It was published in the database. This research log will be attached below. Don't we don't really need that. The apron bus. So apron bus is a long hallway that tries to look like the apron bus from the front rooms, but everything here is done in only blue, green, and white colors. For example, the floor is covered in blue flowers and grass, which makes one think that the floor in this area is made of dirt, although wanderers who have visited the apron bus claim otherwise. There are metal handrails that are twisted in sinuous manner at the top. These handrails are so cold that you can't even get a second degree frostbite. These rails are so cold you can't even get second degree frostbite, which might be good. In addition, here you can find seats and now analogies of which can be found in the front rooms, but here the seats are exclusively of blue material and the fastening is white. One may also find the gray iron sliding doors, but they're closed, making it impossible to escape from the area, which should be noted that each structure in this area, which I mentioned before, appears in a cyclical manner, minimally every 1.5 meters. Okay, that's not -5. That's just 5 feet. Paper box. Pretty cool, right? This area, mental dangers arise. Namely, the wanderer's mind will be constantly filled with only one thought, which says that he needs to be moved forward. In fact, this entire area is trapped. Eventually, after walking 10 kilometers, the wanderer will encounter a smile will begin to appear on the floor part of his face, and after a few seconds, it will simply his victim. It is unknown what happened to those, but mostly they were simply instantly or sent to the eternal torment in an unknown place. So yeah, I don't just going into the April bus. The sky is an infinite sky. Almost identical to the sky from the front rooms. The clouds here are prematurely dark gray, and the sun is stuck in virtual sunset state. In addition, there is a vision of into endless layers of clouds. If you go up a certain distance, you will find a new layer, and so on. The only entity present on level here lives here on an almost permanent basis. It should be noted that it is very little information about this area due to the fact that it's possible to get into it, and at least into the time of writing. At this time, no evidence has been found that any of the sky photographs are genuine. It's believed that it's possible to take a picture of this area because it's really noticed whoever took the picture. So the fuck do you me? Okay, never mind. Okay, there's 4 that. So since each wanderer is almost done on this level, his mind will become clouded and he will slowly go crazy. Because of this, he will also be able to see a human figure in the standard steward's uniform, known as the invisible steward, the NPA, and Mrs. Lounge. Although he's not there, the steward is just a mirage. Also, if anyone tries to follow him, they will not be able to because he will simply turn the air and insect side. Despite this, the can still be captured in photographs. Why this is possible is unclear. Perhaps it's an irrefutable proof that as strange as it may sound, the visual steward does not exist. Does exist. Okay, let's go to blackout. Every 7 to 8 hours, an extremely dangerous event known as the blackout will occur in all parts of the level except for except the sky. During this event, almost all the lighting on the plane apron bus is turned off. The portals are closed, but most importantly, entities other than it begin to appear. These include smilers, lighters, what the hell are those? Skin eaters, clumps, and facelings. All these entities will be extremely aggressive toward the Wanderer, and it will almost be impossible to escape, only because there is nowhere to hide. And even if someone manages to hide, they'll still find them. The event will last exactly an hour, after which all entities will instantly disappear. The lighting will instantly be restored. The portals will instantly open. Also, if the entities leave wounds on someone, they will instantly disappear. So, okay. The cloudy event. The cloudy event is an event on the level 14. It's a cloud leak from the outside of the level. They are completely safe, but can reduce visibility, and this can already be quite dangerous. It will make wanderers vulnerable during the blackout. The hour of the photos are depicting the cloudy event, so yeah. Oh, I forgot to say your frequency, and frequency 3 out of 5, effective. I can't spell that. 5 out of 5, danger 0 out of 5. Frequency 5 out of 5, effectiveness 5 out of 5, danger 5 out of 5. Danger 1 out of 5, 0 out of 5, question mark out of 5. And it got thunderstorm. So frequency 2 out of 5, question mark out of 5, and nature 3 out of 5. The thunderstorm is an event in level 14, or precisely in its first year. It's the main part of the aircraft and the business lounge is thunder and lightning, repeating every few seconds. There is a 0.65% chance that lightning will strike the plane, causing it to explode along with the water who was on it. If lightning strikes it, it will become extremely. If lightning strikes it, will become extremely aggressive, and even its future victim was not outside the window. It will break in it and drag him into the apron box. So I don't know why it does put you in only an apron box. Like, why is it not just any there? Thunderstorms usually end within a few hours, but can sometimes last for days, if not weeks. In addition, the appearance of the thunderstorm at the level is cyclically, namely, it starts every week. With each passing week, the chance that a wanderer will be moved in some ways by the effects of the thunderstorm increases. Entities. During blackouts, everybody can encounter many entities on the level, but there's only one creature that is constantly present on the level, so we discuss below. It turns out that it's not only present at level 14, as the database has repeated reports of wanderers noticing on other levels, and in fact that for now it is believed that entity 914 has only one instance, and its properties and only being studied, and it's quite possibly that even if this information has already become irrelevant. So entity number 914, threat level 5. Habitat. Most common level 914. Aggression 5 out of 5, hostile to all entities. Intellect. Human level intellect 4 out of 5 then. Danger 5 out of 5. Attacks are mainly fatal. Then why does it bring you to April boss? It is the main entity on level 14, which has two shapes, a small one and a giant one. The small shape is that of a middle-aged man whose outline is completely white and whose body is filled with gradient of blue and sky blue. In addition, this shape emits a large aura and glows neon in the dark. Is that not actually the smoky guy? In addition, the shape emits a large. Okay, yeah. The shape appears only once in the level. The water wakes up from someone tapping you on the shoulder. It tapped him. After it to teleport to the sky and transform into a giant shape, which not yet been seen on any other level except 914, except itself. The giant shape of it is a huge, great humanoid with elongated limbs. Okay, it is the same thing. The only image of this giant shape shows us only half its body. That is the body up to the waist, which means that it's quite possibly that it simply does not have a body part below the waist. In addition, it is unknown which shape its shape is its true shape, but it's unknown for sure that regardless of what shapes it will always be an extremely aggressive towards all living things. Second image of it, small shape at an unknown level. Colonies, so there's no colonies around us, which is great. We cannot read that. So entrances. The only way to get to level 114 is to fall asleep on level 38. There might be new entrances as well if the level itself, as the level itself has only recently been discovered. As I try to open the door leading to the business lounge, but with what turns out to be the level key, one will be taken to the random level. Eating a snack that has a small chance of containing a sleeping pill will take one of us to level 6 or 10. Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, what? Wait, are you telling me that the Stackers is now in the Fandom is 610, level 610? Someone somehow manages to escape it at the end of the April Moss. He will end up at the end. So basically, run as far as you can. I guess I don't know. I don't know how you do that. That's it's for this level. But that's pretty cool level. Then yeah. Don't do anything. And yeah. Bye.